guys. So I just came in to quickly make this video. Now, if you're Nigerian and you have been following the news lately, I'm sure you know everything that has been happening back home. Nigerians have woken up. They have finally woken up and they are demanding that Sars should be scrapped. Sars, for those of you who don't know, Sars is a special unit of the police force that was created for the purpose of catching criminals, catching armed robbers. That is why Sars means Special Anti-Robbery Squad. But over the past years, they have derailed. They have derailed from the mission and they have turned into something else. These people have become criminals in uniform and they have been extorting and killing innocent citizens over these past years. Nigerians have had it up to here, and that is why this revolution is going on now. So many people have died. Have you heard of Eezekwe? Do you know her? Do you know how she died? A drunk police officer was shooting at a bus driver. And then while this was happening, a crowd gathered. So this drunk police officer was now shooting in a bid to disperse the crowd. And that is how a bullet hit Eezekwe and she died. This girl was just 16 years old. Yeah. Tiamiyu Karim was a young footballer who was pushed out of a moving vehicle driven by Sars. Calla De Johnson was killed at a football viewing center. I remember that story very well. His young wife was even pregnant at the time that they killed him. Ayomide Taiwo was killed because he refused to give a 50 naira bribe. 50 naira bribe. Ifeoma Abugu, I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, the surname right, but she was killed. She was raped and murdered while in detention by Sars. Chibuike Anams was killed while sitting in a guest house with his friend. Frederick, I can't remember his surname, but Frederick was killed during an argument with a police officer. And when they were protesting, when young people were protesting about his death, 4 more people were killed by police officers as well. These ones I just mentioned are the ones that we know, the ones I can even remember right now. A lot of people have died. A lot. So have you seen? Have you seen how the people that were supposed to be protecting us have turned into rapists? They have turned into murderers, extortionists, terrorists, bullies, and thieves. Do you know that it happens to be that right now, the way things are now, people even feel safer around armed robbers than they do around policemen. Is it not ridiculous? And it is this way because people have this fear of the police. They know that the police can arrest you, an innocent citizen moving about your own daily activities by yourself. They can just arrest you, take you to the police station and make you write a false statement. What am I even saying? You know that right now in Nigerian prisons, a lot of people, thousands of people are innocent and they are awaiting trial. How did they get in there? Because the policemen just arrest them. It's just ridiculous. It's alarming. Like I can't even wrap my head around this thing. Every day, as in every blessed day, I am worried sick. I am worried about my husband back in Nigeria and my 2 brothers back in Nigeria as well. Especially about my 2 brothers. One of them is a reverend in the Anglican church. But come to think of it, is he even safe? Because these men are crazy. They can do anything. He might not even be safe from them. You know that most times when they operate, they're usually really high on something, whether drugs or Igbo or drunk officials. They are usually really high and they can do anything when they are under the influence. So even the fact that my brother is a reverend in the Anglican church does not even make him safe. And none of your brothers are safe, even your sisters. You don't think that these things that are happening in Nigeria does not really concern you, or that the protests and everything is not your business, because it might hit close to home sooner than you know. We are not really safe. We are not really safe from these criminals in uniform, because that is what they have become. They have become criminals in uniform. They were formulated to fight robbery, but they have become worse than even those armed robbers that they were supposed to be fighting. As I am here like this, I don't like living abroad. I really don't like living here. I had a comfortable life back home. As in, I have a house, a big house back home. I don't even pay rent there because we built the house. My husband built the house. But look at me here abroad, managing little space. Why? Because one of the reasons why I decided to make this move, one of the reasons why we decided to make this move was because of our children, mainly because of our sons. Because all these things have been going on for years and I've been worried sick, thinking, I can't bear for my sons to grow up in such a country where successful young men are not even allowed to have a life. It is a crime for a young man back in Nigeria to be successful and drive a nice car. It is a crime for him to grow beards and hair. Does it make any sense? I miss home. Like, I miss home every day. I miss home too much, but I'm too scared. I moved here to protect my sons. That's the major reason why I moved here. Yeah, plus the fact that I want my kids to have a better life. But all these things, it is because I want my kids, especially my sons, to be protected. These officers, these SARS officers, have you seen them? Like, have you seen them? They are so unruly. They look like criminals. They look, oh my God. Have you seen them? They talk like criminals, they act like criminals, and they are usually very intoxicated by power. And that's why they are always very quick to hit. They slap. Like, I follow this lady, Nancy Ume, Cora Obidi's elder sister. And then she told a story about how, hey, I can't really remember, but she told a story of how they were arrested they came to arrest her husband at their own warehouse, at their own place of work, their own warehouse. I think they had issues with a particular agency, and these people, the agency now called SARS to come and handle the matter. She said that when the SARS officers got there, that if you see them, that if you see the way they are, backing orders, looking, as in they always look so scary, so dirty, so unruly. And then they came there, they were now trying to take her husband along with them. And her husband apparently knew his rights. Apart from knowing his rights, he was scared. He did not want to enter their car because he knew that if he enters the car, that might be the end for him. So he refused to enter the car. Instead, they wanted to confirm that those people, those SARS officers, were actually from the police force. And while all that was going on, I think he sent his driver to go and keep his laptop in his car. So while his driver was carrying the laptop to his car, one of the SARS officers now called the driver that, hey, where are you going? So the driver now said he was going to keep his Oga's bag in the car. She said that if you see the resounding slap that they landed on this poor driver's face just for doing his job, she said that his ear is damaged. They damaged his ear. As in, they're always so intoxicated by power, they act anyhow, they behave anyhow, they're always quick to slap, to beat, to hit, and to shoot. I saw one video of some officers, I think there were about 3 of them, shooting carelessly and sporadically. Like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I watched this video over 5 times, and all through that time I was watching the video, my mouth was hanging open. As in, I could not believe my eyes. If you see their action, if you see them rolling, jumping, shooting carelessly, these people don't have formal training. They don't have any training on how to handle guns. They don't have any training on anything. Even during this current protest that is going on now, a young man, Ndubueze Isioma, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name well, but I'm going to write it. He was killed. He was killed by SARS just like that. Just like that, for protesting. I watched a video of his father crying and my heart broke. Like, I had this physical pain in my chest watching the father cry for his dead son. And then I don't even understand why they were shooting protesters. It was a peaceful, all the protests were peaceful, but they felt the need to show their power. They felt the need to shoot and kill people. Jimo was not the only person that was killed. Jimo was killed at Obomosho, but he was not the only person. I even heard that 4 other people were also shot, and a lot of them were injured as well. Is enough. Enough is enough. How many people have to die? How many more people have to die? Have you heard of the SARS division in Okuzo, Anambra State? Oh my God. You need to read about SARS division in Okuzo. You need to watch videos, and as in learn about them. That place, I've heard terrible things about that Sars in Okuzu division. SARS officers would arrest citizens. I don't even know how they will just see you because you have hair, dreads. They will arrest you, or you're wearing tinted shades. They would catch you and start asking you questions. They would even go through your phone. They go through people's phones. Is that not a crime? Is it not illegal to just randomly catch somebody and take the person's phone and be going through it? Is it not illegal? They even take people. They will enter your car, and then you will drive straight to the ATM and you will withdraw money and give them. Look at how they extort people. As a young guy in Nigeria, I keep saying young guy, even though women are also victims. Young women are also victims, but I keep saying young guys because young guys are always their easy prey, their targets. Their target is usually young guy. As a young guy in Nigeria, woe betide you if you're caught driving a Benz or any other nice car, especially Benz. Hey, Benz. They don't want to see you driving a Benz. They don't want to see you holding an iPhone. The fact that you drive a Benz or that you have an iPhone, you're automatically a fraudster. You're automatically a criminal. And they will arrest you just to extort money from you. Because even when they arrest them, it's not as if they will take them anywhere. Once you bring out money, they will let you go. Is that how it's supposed to be? Why should even young guys that don't even partake in all these cyber crimes or crimes in general, and they end up extorting these young men? Because they have, is it a crime to be Nigerian? Is it a crime to be a young guy in Nigeria? Is it a crime to own an iPhone? Is it a crime to drive a Benz? Do all these things make any sense? They even catch people that have dreads or have afro. Sometimes they barb their hair for them. Imagine that nonsense. Just imagine that nonsense. Yesterday I was watching an interview. I watched an interview on Instagram where they were interviewing the former SARS commander. What's that his name again? James Van Der Fan. Do you know that in his interview, this man implied that if they stop somebody on the road and collect his phone to go through his phone or go through his Facebook, that it is not a crime. That they are doing it, what's that nonsense excuse he gave again? That they are doing it to be able to trace, to trace what? Of the highest order. Like, that was not even the only thing he said. He also implied that it's not normal for a young guy between the ages of 20 to 30 to be driving a car that is worth over 7 million naira. Oh God. Oh God. Just imagine what was coming out of the mouth of an oga. Their oga pata. Okay, now tell me, if their oga thinks in that manner, what do you now expect his minions to think? Can you say that the problem is from the very top? Do you know that they were supposed to announce that SARS was scrapped on Friday? But our presidential spokesman, what is that his name again? Femi Adesina, now said that the administration should not back down. They should not surrender to Twitter warriors. That is what he said. At the end of the day, it's all about corruption. Yeah. All this money that SARS officials extort from young citizens goes to ogas at the top. And apart from that, I believe that this SARS division of the police force, this SARS unit, is a unit that is funded by the government. And they don't want to scrap the division because they know that if they scrap SARS, that fund that comes to that division will no longer get to them. And that is the reason why it is very hard for them to scrap SARS. And that's also the reason why they have scrapped SARS 4 times in 4 years. They will come and wash us and tell us, SARS has been scrapped. It has been disbanded. Next year, they will scrap it again. It will continue. For 4 years, they have scrapped and disbanded SARS. And yet, it keeps on going on. But this time around, they lie. Enough is enough. We have had enough. We have woken up. I'm so happy that Nigerian youths have woken up finally. All these things are going to end. But first, they have to meet our own 5 demands. Yeah, if you're online, you have seen our 5 demands, which are, they have to release all the arrested protesters. Every protester that they arrested, they have to release them. We also demand for justice for all the victims, all the dead victims of police brutality. We demand for justice for them, and also their families have to be compensated. We also demand that an independent body should be set up to investigate and prosecute all reports of police misconduct, which is that anytime that police misconduct is reported, there should be an independent body that is supposed to investigate them and prosecute them. Now, we also demand that there should be psychological evaluation and retraining of the remaining Sars officers. That's after they have arrested and prosecuted all those ones that have killed people. The remaining officers, they need to psychologically evaluate them and to retrain them. They should evaluate them mentally and also retrain them before they can now redeploy them to other units of the police force. Finally, our last demand is that police salary should be increased, because it doesn't make sense that they are being paid 32,000 naira. Is it not 32,000 naira? How can they be paid 32,000 naira? They need to increase their salary so that they can be adequately compensated for protecting the lives and properties of Nigerian citizens. And personally, I think that they should take their guns too, so that all these trigger-happy policemen will stop shooting. They get drunk, they shoot. They get power, intoxicated by power, they shoot. They should collect their guns, give them batons, give them tasers. Don't give them stun guns, or what do they call it? But do not give them real-life fire ammunition. They should collect their guns from them. Enough is enough. So, what can you and I do as citizens? I'm not in Nigeria, so I cannot go out and protest. Some of us watching this video are not in Nigeria, and you can't go out and protest. Even some in Nigeria itself cannot go out and protest. So what should you do? Join your voice to this cause. If you have a platform, like I'm using my platform, use your platform to speak against this thing. Use your platform, use the hashtag, the proper hashtag, to speak against it. Protest online. Apart from protesting online, you can also call your lawmakers. Do you know you can call your lawmakers? I'm going to put the link in my description box where you can go and you will see them, their phone numbers, the ones that have their phone numbers available. You can actually bombard them with phone calls and text messages. Call your lawmakers and speak to them, or whoever you need to speak to, so that they would look into these matters, so that they will start taking us serious. See, I'm so happy that we have woken up, because now they will know that being in a position of power does not mean you can just be there chopping money. Now they know that they have a responsibility. Let them now be responsible for those posts that they are actually sitting on. Let them now know that it's not only about going there to eat money. We have woken up. The scales have fallen out from our eyes. Now we have sense. It's not that we did not have sense before. We had sense, but now we have had enough. Enough has become enough. So you can call your lawmakers, like I said. Sign petitions. Yeah, there are petitions online. I'm going to leave a link in my description box as well, where you can go and sign an online petition. All this, I'm saying the things that you can do to help. You can also donate money, please, if you can. I'm going to leave a link where you can donate money to help in the protest, to also help people that have been shot, people that are injured in the protest, for their treatments and all that, and for feeding and everything, so that you can donate money. Please, I need you to help in the ways that you can. Any way that you can, please help. Protest online. See the proper hashtags. I'm going to put them here again, that you can use so that your voice would actually be heard. Okay, so guys, I've come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.